Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kim Luker. I'm here at Clear to Work today. I want to talk to you a little bit about our program. Clear to Work was an idea that we had about 3 years ago to create a very robust technology-based safety and security protocol that has an application in virtually every industry, every sector of our society where we have a concern for safety and security. Think about what's been going on around the country here in the last few weeks, months, even the last few years with tragedies at schools, for example. We have an opportunity here to show you some ideas about how we can secure a work site, schools, airports, seaports, other venues where people gather and where we have safety and security issues. Our program is, again, a cloud-based program. The program operates between here an identification badge, and I'll tell you a little bit more about this. But this identification badge paired with a smartphone or a tablet gives us immediate information regarding someone that we're trying to decide if it's safe for them to enter into a venue that we manage. This ID badge happens to be my ID badge. This is a badge that we use for an industrial purpose. This badge has a near-field communications chip in it. It's the same technology that Apple Pay and Android Pay use when you're performing a financial transaction. So this near-field communications chip is a chip that is very secure. It can't be cloned or duplicated. It's a one-use chip, and the security code on this chip changes every 30 seconds. So when we swipe this card to a cell phone, we're able to collect information from our databases, and we have a number of those databases that we gather information from, and we coalesce it into an answer, a credential verification that we can then make a decision about whether or not we want to grant an individual access into the venue that they are wanting to enter. And so the next feature in this badge is a Bluetooth low energy signal, which allows us to track this badge throughout a venue. We can create zones, for example, in an industrial complex where people that have this badge or a person that has this badge has been granted access approval for maybe one area of a facility but not access to a different area. And so when you think about how we can manage workers' assets through our platform, this gives the site owner tremendous amount of visibility into the workplace. Talk a little bit about the call assist button. When this button is pressed, you can see it flashing. It sends a signal to our administrator, and it tells the administrator, hey, we have an issue. It may be an injury or an accident, maybe a worker needing to stop work. Whatever the issue is, that site owner gets notification that there's an issue and they need to go to the person that has this badge and find out what kind of assistance that person needs. So let's talk about enrollment. Our enrollment process is a simple online process. The site owner, the company, whatever their designation is, can go in and enroll online. And we can also have their workers enroll online, either individually or doing a batch load. Once that company and those workers are enrolled into the system, Clear to Work does a background check on the company, does a background check on the workers to make sure that they are who they say they are and that they don't pose any risk at the facility or the venue, so that we can clear those people to go to work. The next part of our solution tracks the master service agreements, contracts, and the insurance certificates for those venues. We do the gap analysis within our program, and we ensure then that the insurance requirements for the site are being met by doing that gap analysis with the master service agreement, which then is a response that we also query against in our solution. So all of these queries are predetermined, and we can create whatever number of queries a site owner may want based on the information that they want to query against. The other basic part of our solution is the training, whether it be safety training or other training that's required at the site. We create that information within our learning management system. Documentation, we query against that with the badge, and we get a result back immediately indicating whether or not that worker has completed the required training to be granted access to the work site. So I'm going to pick up my smartphone. I'm going to open this up and get here to my application, and let me get to the home page here right quick, and you'll see here at the bottom of this screen my Clear to Work app. I'm going to tap on that, and it simply says read a card. And so I'm going to go, before I read a card, and show you that we can create as many site-specific names for as many entrances or locations as you'd like for us to create. It's infinite. Our system is totally scalable. We can have an entrance as small as one door, one gate. We can have multiple entrances. We can grant global access for a person to any number of facilities based on what the client describes their need to be. So I'm going to pick a location here. This is a location that I've actually got credentials to work on. I'm going to pick up my worker ID card, and I'm going to scan this, and just that quick, you can see it comes up with my picture, gives you my name, gives you my driver's license number, my home address, the company that I work for, and it indicates that I'm clear to work, which means I meet all the site credentials criteria for the job site that I just scanned into. My federal background check has been passed, my insurance certificate meets the requirements of the master service agreement, and all of my training for that location are current today. Our system refreshes this information every night at midnight, so every day you get a new set of information. If something were to lapse, insurance certificate, master service agreement, some of my training lapses and I haven't done my refresher training, then you'll get a different report, and I'm going to show you what that would look like. I'm going to go back to a different location, and I'm going to pick read another card. I'm going to pick a different location that I know I'm not current to go to all their locations. I'm going to pick my card up here again, and I'm going to scan this card. And just that quick, it tells you I'm rejected for the site that I just tried to scan into. And so I may be someone that they've called out special that I need to get onto the job site. I'm not in the system, or I may have problems with my current information, but they need me to get onto that job site because I'm the guy that can help them get their plant back up for some reason, because I've got the special tool or the special information. And so that gatekeeper can request a waiver, and up here at the top of the screen it will indicate with that little green box what my problem is for the site. The gatekeeper then can go into this text box, and he can text some information to the site owner that says, hey, we have a situation here where this worker has been called out to do some work, but he's not current for the site. Do you want to grant him a waiver? And if you do, what are the conditions? And the site owner can say, yes, I do, no, I don't. If he does grant a waiver, he can give you the conditions. I may need to have a security guard go with me, or a supervisor, or whatever they decide. The nice feature about our program is this. Every time my worker badge interacts with this program, it makes a record of whatever transaction occurred. If I was granted access, there's a transaction, it will be a record. If I was denied access, there will be a record. If I was granted a waiver, there's a record for that and what the conditions for that waiver were, so that at the end of a period of time, that site owner can run some queries, look at the information. He can see how many workers for which companies were granted access, how many workers for which companies were denied access, how many were granted waivers, begin to run some metrics, see who his best performers are, and begin to maybe have some conversations with contractors about why they're underperforming, or if they're performing well, maybe reward those contractors with additional work. So lots of value here, giving that not only just the insight immediately making a decision about who gets granted access to a job site, but also having some information, real-time information, metrics that you can go back and look at and make some decisions about whether or not you have a contractor you want to continue to come on site for you, or maybe make some other decisions. So another nice feature about our program is what we call our available for hire pool. When we have workers that are in our program, if they're working for a company and for some reason they're separated from that company due to a slowdown in work, or they're a contractor, or they're a technical person, a welder, whatever they are, they're on a turnaround, the job runs out, they get laid off. We do not drop those people from Clear to Work. We simply migrate them into our available for hire pool, which allows other member companies within our Clear to Work program to find those workers and to migrate them to their job. We migrate their badge, we migrate their credentials, we migrate their work history. The worker sees a lot of benefit. He can go to work immediately. The site owner has a very robust workforce to draw from. People are experienced, proven, and so it creates a very nice workforce solution. You're not having to go through, dig through a lot of resumes for people that you don't have any experience with or history or information on. And so it we believe, creates a lot of value for the site owner, for the contractors, and for the workers. We have some other things that we're working on here. I'm going to show you a device that we've been working on. This has application as a lockout device. Also has an application for a gun safety device. And so this is a device that has a Bluetooth signal in it, and you can see this little gray lock here allows us to lock and unlock this device. When I remove this lock, now this cable is securely locked into the housing of the device. If at any time any of this cable or device is breached, it will send a signal that says this device has been breached. Hey, unauthorized access to the gun, unauthorized access to the valve, unauthorized access to whatever we're controlling with this device. And so it creates a very nice tool. It is easily used, it's rather inexpensive, and every time this device is accessed, it makes a record of being accessed, being locked, and we can manage a lot of different things with this device, whether it be a cargo trailer or a valve or a control box or something within a plant, down to managing guns and gun safes and other devices at home. So we're working on a lot of different ideas. We think there's a lot of value in technology, leveraging technology, adding technology to the other systems that we already have, creating a very robust information database, being able to run metrics, being able to manage lots of information, lots of things in the future for the information that we're able to generate between our app and our worker badge. We're looking at solutions for time management and asset management, payroll, lots of different ideas here, workforce management solutions. So again, my name is Kim Luker. I'm here at Clear to Work. We would love to come and talk to you about what we're doing here. And if you see an opportunity where we might be able to come alongside you and partner with you to help you improve performance, reduce risk, improve safety and security, give everybody a better quality of life, we would really like an opportunity to come and talk to you. Our website is www.clr, the number 2, wrk.com. My phone number is 281-814-2688. I'm available to talk to you. If you don't get me on the phone immediately, please leave a message and I will call you back shortly. So thanks again for your time, and we look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day. Talk to you later.